Today we are going to study active voice and passive voice. Why we are using active voice and passive voice? Active voice and passive voice we need because the sometime we have to give importance for the subject. In that case, we will use active voice. We will use active voice. Sometimes we want to give importance for the what they are doing. That means we will give importance for the object. Such a case, we will use the passive voice. So active voice, when we want to give importance for the subject, we will use active voice. When we want to give importance for the object, that time we will use passive voice. Just we can see some of the examples and which tenses also we will see. Through that we will understand more about this concept. Just we can see active voice. So active voice formula you can see. First we will see present simple. Present simple tense we will see first. That formula is subject plus V1 plus object. That is the formula of the active voice formula in simple present tense. Otherwise, we can say present simple. So, formula is subject plus V1 plus object. So, we can see one sentence in that. Subject, she is a subject. That is one pronoun you know very well. She is a pronoun. So, subject is a she. Next, V1 form, writes. Object is a letter. Here, this is one simple present tense that you know very well. Simple present tense. Because if the subject is singular, in verb we have to add yes or es. So that is why we are using she writes a letter. A letter is an object. Subject is she writes is a verb. A letter is an object. She writes a letter. Here you can see subject plus verb plus object. So while we are using verb, V1 form we have to use. She writes a letter. So we want to change into passive voice. While we are using, when we are changing into passive voice, that formula is there, object. That means just we will use cross. We will use cross. That means subject will change into object will change into subject. That only will happen when we are changing active voice into passive voice. See, she writes a letter. So that just as I already told you, just cross we have to do. So a letter, because we will start with the object. A letter is you can see is written by her. Oh, a letter is written by her. So when we are changing active voice into passive voice, there is formula is there. Objective here is a letter. So we start with a letter. Then you can see helping verb. We can see this is or are, that is helping verb. A letter is. So here a letter means one letter. That is we are using is. A letter is written. Written is a V3 form of the verb. Written by her. Actually, she is a pronoun. Instead of this pronoun, we will use her. So when we are changing active voice into passive voice, she will change into her. That we have to just note it down. So she will change into her. So when we are using active voice, when we are converting active voice into passive voice, in front of the object. So now the message she writes a letter is a sentence that we converted into passive voice. When we converted into the passive voice, here you can see object became subject, subject became object, subject it became object. So in front of that subject we will use by. Now here you can see a letter is written by her. Actually we are giving highlight for the letter, not for her. In first sentence we given in active voice, she writes a letter. That means we are giving importance for she. But second sentence in passive voice we are giving importance for not for her. We are giving importance for letter which is written by her. So that is a difference we can see. So while we are changing active voice into passive voice, that it is some of the tricks we can see here. Yeah, all the verb, wherever verb is there in passive voice we will use V3 form only. You can see the formula. Here also, we are very wherever we used active voice into passive voice, B3, 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 B3. So B3 formula only, verb B3 formula only we will use in passive voice. That is a easy method. And another thing is a present simple tense we are using V1. And past simple, because it's a past form, that is why we are using V2. Next, in simple future, we will use V1. That's a simple tense. We are using a V1 here. And next, present continuous tense. Whether it's a present continuous, past continuous, we will use V1 only. We will use. So very easy, you can understand. If it is a continuous tense, we will use V1 plus ing only. V1 formula we are using in a active voice. And next one is a perfect. So whether it is a present perfect or past perfect, what we will use V3 only we will use. So very easily you can understand present perfect or past perfect or future perfect, we will use V3 we are using. So very easily you can understand. If it is a perfect tense, we will use V3. If it is a continuous tense means we will use V1. But here you have to note another rule. That means you can see all tenses are not there. See here you can see if you present continuous is there, past continuous is there. But future continuous we cannot convert into passive voice. From active voice we cannot convert into passive voice. Which tense? Future continuous tense we cannot convert. And you can see present perfect is there, but present perfect continuous tense we cannot convert. Past perfect is there, but past perfect continuous we cannot convert into active voice to passive voice. We cannot convert. Future perfect tense is there, but future perfect continuous we cannot convert into active voice to passive voice. That is a rule which we have to understand here. So here, according to the formula, we will change it. So past is simple. That means a simple past we can call it as a subject plus V2 plus object. So subject is there, and next you can see built. Built is a V2. A house. They built a house. They built a house. So this is a they means subject. That is a pronoun. You know very well. That subject is a pronoun, and built is a V2. The house. When they built a house, that is an object. So here you can see they built a house. We are highlighting there because that is the subject. But when we are changing active voice into passive voice, a house will come. So here you can see that means an object you have to write. Object, which one is the object? In the first sentence, active voice sentence, a house. A house is an object. Next you can see a house means one house. That is why we have to use was. And here you can see was or where. But there means we can use where. But this is only one. That is why we are using was. A house was built by. Built is a verb. B3 only I told already. In passive voice we will use only B3 only. So a house was built by them. Who built? They built. So when we are changing active voice to passive voice, they will change it to them. So whenever we are changing active voice to passive voice, we have to change it to them. That we have to note it down. And the next one you can see active voice to passive voice formula. For future simple tense, subject plus will or shall. Why we are using will or shall? Because we want to show that actually is happening in the future. So will or shall plus V1 plus object. So verb V1 formula we are using here. So this you can see he will. So subject is he will read the book. He will read the book. That in future he will read the book. So next when we are changing active voice into passive voice, we have to take the object. Object will become subject. So the book will be. So because will after that we have in formula B is there. So will plus B plus B3 read by him. The book will be read by him. The book will be read by him. See, next you can see present continuous tense. Here also he is changed into him. Here you can see, you have to note it down. He is there, that is a pronoun. When we are changing active voice to passive voice, he will convert and he will change into him. Here she changed into her, they changed into them, he changed into him. That you have to note it down. So whenever we are converting active voice to passive voice, these changes you have to note it down. Next you can see present continuous tense. Present continuous tense, you know, subject plus is or are plus V1 plus ing plus object. Subject plus is or are plus V1 plus object. That is a formula. So here you can see. Here subject is a singular. That means the subject is a pronoun. She is a singular. That is why we are using is. She is cooking food. So she is cooking food. That means a V1 plus ing only. V1 plus ing. She is cooking food. So we want to change this active voice into passive voice. So we will take that food subject. That object will become subject. So food is being cooked by her. So here you can see our formula. When we are changing active voice into passive voice, object has to come here, food, and food is, we are not using as a plural. Food is being. It is there in our formula, being cooked by here. Actually, it is a continuous tense. That is why we are using being. Because of the continuous tense we are using. After that, we have to go with the V3. We have to use. After that, as I already told, in front of the objective, we will use by. Actually, now it is a objective because before it was used as a subjective. Now, when we are changing active voice to passive voice, this here we will use as a objective. Next, past continuous tense. So that is the action which happened already past. She, then you can see subject plus was or were plus V1 plus ing. Subject plus was. If it is a singular person, we will use was. If it is a plural means, we will use were. So here you can see they were playing cricket. There is more than one person. That is why we are using were. And we playing is a continuous tense. That action is going on. That is a V1 plus ing plus cricket is an objective. So here they were playing cricket. And that sentence we can see that sentence that the subject is very active. They were playing cricket. It is that match is going on. But next you can see we are converting into the active voice to passive voice. Cricket was being played by them. So cricket was being played by them. So cricket is an objective. So cricket, that is one of the match. Name of the match is cricket. So that is we are using as a noun. Cricket was that one, that match name. That is why cricket was being, was after being, because as I already told, it is a continuous tense. It is a past continuous tense. That is why we are using continuous tense. We have to use being. Being plus played as I already told, it is a V3 because active voice, when we are changing to passive voice, we have to use the V3. That is why we have to use the V3. That is why we are using here. And in front of the objective we will use by. Around 99% of the sentence in front of the objective we will use by. See, next you can see present perfect tense. Present perfect tense, subject plus has or have plus V3 plus objective. Subject plus has or have plus V3 plus objective. But if it is past perfect means instead of has or have, what will come? Had, we will use had. But this is a present tense, present perfect tense. That is we are using has or have in our formula. See, next you can see we will use one of the sentence. See, subject she. She is one of the pronoun. She has completed as our formula has. Because why we are using has? Because the subject is singular. That is why we are using has. She has completed as she has completed. That means here as I already told, this perfect tense we will use V3 only. Perfect tense we will use V3. That is why she has completed. So in active voice itself there is a V3 only we are using here because it is a perfect tense. She has completed the project. The project is an objective. So when we are converting active voice to passive voice, the project has. The project is the project which is given by the teacher. That is one that has been. So has after been, has plus been plus V3 plus objective. So in front of the objective we used by, because she is there. That is why we have to use her. That is a rule. So in front of that objective we are using by. So next one is subject. Here next we are going to see past perfect tense. In past perfect tense formula you can see subject plus had. So had, why we are using this? We will use this had. We will use in a past perfect tense only. We are using had. So subject plus had plus V3 plus objective. So subject plus had plus V3 plus objective. That is our formula. As I already told, present perfect tense, past perfect. You can see the similarities. Both place subject will be there, and both place here has or have we are using. But this is a past tense. That is why we are using had. Then we have to use formula V3 only. Both places we are using. And next last we will use object. That is same only. So it is a similarity. So you can see only change will come. Has or have we used in present perfect tense. Past perfect tense we will use had. That is a difference. So that is, you can see the sentence. They had cleaned the room. So they means it's a plural. It is a past perfect tense. That is why we are using had. They had cleaned. Cleaned, as I already told, it is a V3 we are using. Because both the perfect tense we have to use V3. They had cleaned the room. they had cleaned the room. So now we are converting this active voice into passive voice. The room had been, the room had plus been. According to the formula, been is the plus object. That means object means that the subject we converted into the object. Cleaned by them. Why we are using them? Because in our subject they is there. If it is a they is there, then we have to use them. That is the rule. So in front of that, as I already always say, that we will use by. Next, future perfect tense. In this future perfect tense, you can see the formula: subject plus will or shall plus have plus be3 plus object. That is our formula. Here you can see subject plus will or shall. So will or shall means immediately we can understand it will be the future tense. So will or shall plus have plus be3 plus object. That is a formula for future perfect tense. So he will have finished the work. So he is a subject. Will, already it is there in our formula. Will plus have plus finished. As I already told, it is a V3 plus the work. He will have finished the work. He will have finished the work. This is our formula for active voice. He will have finished the work. Next, now we are going to convert the active voice into passive voice. As I already told, the object will take here. The work will have. The work will have plus be plus be3 plus objective. So according to the formula we use, that means the work will have be plus b3 plus objective. Because of passive voice we will use b3 only, we will use. There is not doubt at all, no need any confusion. So very easily we can convert this active voice to passive voice. Because of passive voice, active voice, subjective, active voice when we are changing to passive voice, subject will just remember like this: active voice, subject will change into objective. Objective will change to subjective. That is the first thing that we have to write. Then verb we have to sing. That means a passive voice when we are using, verb will be B3 only we will use. That is another thing you have to understand it. Then you can see here active voice when we are writing here past symbol V2, present symbol V1. So V1, that order you can see. Present only we will write first. So V1. Past, so that we are writing V2. And the future when we are writing, again we will come to first one, that is V1. Next, present continuous, past continuous when we are writing, you can see V1 plus ing only we will use. That you have to remind. And another thing you can understand, present perfect, past perfect, future perfect. This future perfect tense, this present perfect, past perfect, future perfect. These three plays also, present perfect, past perfect, future perfect also, you have to use V3 only use. That means the same like passive voice how we used V3, same like that we have to use. That we have to remember. Then I told one thing, here we used present continuous, past continuous we used, but future continuous we cannot convert. That you have to remember that point. Next, another I told, present perfect is there, but present perfect continuous is not there. We cannot convert it. Past perfect is there, but past perfect continuous we cannot convert active voice into passive voice. Future perfect is there, but future perfect continuous tense we cannot convert into passive voice. Thank you.